We're hearing a lot about long haulers or people who have had COVID-19 symptoms for like months after even potentially recovering. I'm just wondering if BC is engaging in any specific local research on whether that's a concern here, if you have a ballpark number of people you're monitoring or anything like that.
The short answer is yes and no. We are, and we have been aware of that, and there are a couple of clinics in the Lower Mainland who are following people, and that information is being captured as part of both ongoing clinical management and support to people, but also so that we understand the longer term impacts. And I will say it's absolutely true, and we've seen, as you know, we've had an increase in younger people who are being infected with this, mostly who have mild illness. But we are learning about this virus, that it can have effects that go on for some time, particularly on the heart, on the blood vessels, inflammatory conditions that can cause symptoms, shortness of breath in particular, and fatigue, profound fatigue, not just I'm feeling tired today, that can last for many months. Well, we only know for months or weeks and months right now. What we don't know, and this is where we've been watching the research around the world on this, we don't know if this is something that is going to gradually get better over a period of months to a year, which is something we do see with other viral illnesses, severe viral illnesses, or whether this is something that's going to cause long-term impacts on some people. So that's the challenge. I know it's extremely frustrating. The people I hear from who were positive in March and are not able to get back to the usual activities and the usual things that they do. I don't have a number of people who are involved in the research that's being ongoing, but I know there are a couple of projects that are working at that, and we funded them. There was just last week we had our second 2 days of research symposium that is mostly funded through Michael Smith Foundation and led by UBC and Simon Fraser University, and an incredible partnership that we have here in BC that's really, I think, led the country and us being able to understand many different aspects of what's happening in BC and linking to what's happening in other countries around the world. And part of that is things like some of the therapeutics and the vaccine initiatives. Some of it also is looking at clinical management and follow-up of people who have COVID-19 here in BC.
Do you have a follow-up, Sruchi?
Yeah, just wondering if there is any concern that long haulers would kind of not take up resources, but continue to use resources from the healthcare system. And if 2 months after developing symptoms, are they able to continue back with their lives, go to work and go to school and things like that, or should they still be at home?
Yeah, well, it depends. And obviously, these are things that we're learning about, and every individual situation is the same. We know that some of these are associated with COVID. We also know that we had a lot of influenza circulating at the beginning of this pandemic. And influenza also is a disease that can flatten people for quite a long time. So it's challenging sometimes to tease apart what people might have ongoing issues with, and that's where the research becomes so important.